America.
Welcome to the eulogy, eat it up. It's called political buffoonery.
Wait, really? This is what we're doing. I can't do this. I can't do. You don't understand. Okay. Welcome to Buffoon of the Week. We're a show that reviews last week's news and current events in search of people who did something so completely dumb that they deserve to be named the dumbest newsmaker of the week. And normally, we'd let you vote on different nominees, either in the comments below or in our poll at buffoonoftheweek.com. But this week, we can't do that. And you know why we can't do it, because if we put it to a vote, you wouldn't vote for the person who should win because the dumbest newsmaker wouldn't win. Because as much as it pains me to say it, it was Ted Cruz. I never thought I'd say that, and I know you're gonna hate me for it, but it needs to be said, okay? It just needs to be said. If we're gonna be true to the mission of this show and not be hypocrites like every other buffoon we call out on this show, we gotta call him out. I mean, we've roasted buffoons for a whole lot less than what Ted Cruz did this week. And I like Ted Cruz. I mean, I really like Ted Cruz, okay? He follows me on Twitter, and I've done interviews with him, and this sucks, all right? This totally sucks, but we gotta do it. And here's why.
All views and opinions expressed here are not necessarily of the mainstream media and may offend some listeners. It's called political buffoonery.
Okay, let's get this all out there. It all started last Wednesday night. While Texas was going through a freakish 1-2 punch of winter storms that caused statewide power outages, photos surfaced online of a masked Ted Cruz with his wife Heidi at Houston's George Bush International Airport, waiting at a gate to board a flight to Cancun. The reaction was instantaneous. The left, of course, pounced, while conservatives online were in disbelief. After all, this is Senator Ted Cruz we're talking about, a lion of the conservative movement, and an astute political observer. Surely, this was not him leaving his state in its time of need, right? After a night with no response, Cruz quickly returned back to Texas, offering this initial explanation.
Well, Texas is going through horrific storms, and millions of Texans have lost power, have lost heat, and have been hurting. And our family was among them. We had no heat and no power. And yesterday, my daughters asked if they could take a trip with some friends, and Heidi and I agreed, so I flew down with them last night, dropped them off here, and now I'm headed back to Texas and back to continuing to work to try to get the power on. What's happening in Texas is unacceptable, and a lot of Texans are hurting.
But very quickly, Ted's story began to unravel, as sources emerged saying that Ted Cruz intended to stay in Cancun throughout the weekend and not return back immediately from dropping off his family. And then these text messages emerged.
But leaked texts from his wife Heidi appear to show the entire Cruz family was planning to stay in Mexico through the weekend to escape the bitter cold wreaking havoc in Texas. Our house is freezing. Anyone can or want to leave for the week? Heidi texted Wednesday morning to friends and neighbors she calls the Lovelies. We may go to Cancun. Seriously. She shared information about flights and her choice of hotel. The Ritz-Carlton, $309 per night plus tax.
Actually, that doesn't look so bad for $300 a night. But let's get real. Remember when we called out Gavin Newsom for dining maskless with strangers during the pandemic? Or when we went after Philly's mayor for going to open restaurants in Maryland while his city remained shut down? This is the exact same thing. Cruz should know better. He's been in politics at a very high level for years. There are other frivolous details coming out, like an interview where Cruz supposedly blamed his kids for the whole affair, or the story that the family left their dog behind, and it's all nonsense, of course. But it's nonsense that Cruz brought upon himself. You're one of the chosen ones, Ted. You're supposed to be better than the careless leaders out there. How many times do we have to say it? It's not the act that gets you, it's the cover-up later on. And Cruz's story about coming back immediately, that was so quickly fact-checked, that's the real buffoonery here. I'm sure most people will forgive you as you make your apology tour, but damn it, man. This is one video I thought I'd never have to make. Whew, I'm glad that's over with. But let this be a lesson to everybody. You see, folks, political buffoonery knows no one political party. It could be their side, it could be our side. But we have to call out every side, because if we don't, then we're no better than those hypocrites wreaking havoc in American politics. But hey, if you agree with me, or if you disagree with me, leave us a comment below in this video and tell us what you think. Next week, we do it all over again. And hopefully, we'll have 2 nominees. But then only one can be Buffoon of the Week.